You're listening to Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony. On the virus. Sirius-XM.
Was American History X like difficult to do because it was just so from what I know about you from reading about you, that seems to be so not you, that character, especially the beginning of the movie, maybe the redemption toward the ending, but
yeah, you know, it's one of those things I think you gotta have a good idea of what you're aiming at before you take that on. You know, some of the scenes in that film, you don't want to do that if it's gonna, if the total message of the film isn't gonna be something, you know, a positive
redeeming at the end. Right.
Or if not redeeming, then at least like really, I think for me, a lot of it was my friend David who wrote it, and we worked on it together for a long time. We kind of, you know, said this is about the consequences of letting anger take over your life, you know, and if you don't, and so it's like if you know what the end target is, which is that at the end, you know, it's supposed to show the downsides of letting things like that take you over, then you can say, okay, we know we're aiming at a so then we can investigate the...
Even so, though, there's like, I mean, the scene with Elliot Gould is brutal. I mean, brutal.
Yeah.
How do you... After cut, I mean, do you just kind of look at each other and go, haha, that was funny. I used Shylock and Kike and, you know, just shit like that. It's like, is there some kind of a wind down period or any tension or...
Elliot, he was great. I mean, you do want to, you know... You got to know that everyone in it with you is going for the same things. You know what I mean? If everybody knows what's about it, and it's not just them, it's like the crew. You know, we had people from every background on the crew, and everybody was into it. Everyone was into what we were doing. So I think
guess it's so detached when you're like, obviously, I have no clue about what being on a set like that would be. I just watched the end product.
Yeah.
So to me, it looks like, oh my God, would that be uncomfortable? But I guess, you know.
Fortunately, you know, Elliot Gould, he's a big hugger.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of hugs
like,
in between scenes.
You know, at the end of the day,
let's hug it out. That'd be nice. With your swastika tattoo.
Yeah.
Nice big hug.
I'd be like, oh, sorry, I left a little of that on your white shirt.
Yeah, you might want to a little shout on that one.
Actually, Ethan Suplee, you remember Ethan? He's on what is it? That show now? My Name Is Earl or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Ethan,
God damn,
he was really big back then.
Was huge.
He played the guy in there. But we were shooting all night one night, and he went out with all his white power tattoos. At like 4 a.m, he went home without taking them off, and he went into some 7-Eleven, and some guy really came in on him over it. And
God, why would you talk to him?
He was like, I'm an actor. It's like he's like, really? We're trying to rub it off.
It comes off.
It comes off. I swear.
Wow. Well, that is that's brutal.
I saw an interview with you when American History X came out, and you said, and I've seen a lot of actors say this before, where they go, I wanted you to do this with the character. I wanted it to be this and that. And something you said of the character was the most spot on that I ever heard an actor say it, where you said, I wanted you to almost be convinced by this guy. And then at the last second, he loses you and you realize, no, he's deranged or whatever. And you totally nailed that. You watch that movie and like you get to this uncomfortable place where you're like, Jesus Christ, his argument is so... Oh wait, no, okay, no, he's fucked up.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Like, kind of right.
Like, but to get that conflict out of the viewer is, I mean, that's not an easy thing, you know?
No, I think that, but that, I don't know. I think a lot about, like, the movies. When you think about movies that really make a dent in you, you know, they're not the ones that spoon feed you. You know, if they spoon feed you, you kind of distant. I think you walk out and you go, cool, where do you want to eat? You know what I mean? And whereas I think, like I mean, we're all the same age. I think like when I was 19, I saw Do the Right Thing, you know, and I grew up near Baltimore and went to a public school. And when that movie came out, you know, it was the same thing you're talking about. You felt for everybody. You felt for the racist pizza maker. You know, you knew what he was saying, but you knew he was wrong, and you knew Mookie was like why he was mad. But then he puts the garbage can through. You know, everybody was right and wrong, and at the end, he just put that quote up from Martin Luther King, and then the opposite from Malcolm X, and he just went, you know, what do you want to make of this? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I remember going, oh my God, like I walked out of the theater when I, you know, just going, your whole head was rattled by the movie, and it made you, if a movie leaves you room to think about where you come out on it yourself, then I think it sticks with you. I think Fight Club's the same thing. I think Fight Club has stuck with so many people because it's about nihilism, but it doesn't. But at the end, it's sort of the same thing. It sort of makes it look sexy, but then it shows you the downside, and then it kind of leaves you with this ambiguous ending, and that's why people still debate it. You know what I mean? They still go, well, what was it? This was it? That? What's the point? And I think. The guy who made Stone is in that camp of directors for me. He's got the balls kind of to say, I'm not gonna talk to you like you're an idiot. I'm gonna put these questions out there, and at the end you kind of have to go, you know, who was good, who was playing who was bad, and I think that's healthy. I think
there are some movies that'll end, the credits will start rolling, and I'll be like, what the what?
Yeah, exactly.
No, what are you doing? But then I'll find myself with movies like that looking on the internet. I'm like trying to see what other people thought about it and stuff, and for days you're just kind of thinking like, well, yeah, I guess that could mean this or the other. And it is so much better than the just neatly wrapped package movies.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's sort of like, you know, it's like, oh, all these things happen in the story and I died, but it's all okay because I went to heaven. And, you know what I mean? It's like, things that make it comfortable at the end, I don't think they really stick with you. If they make sure that you're like, that you know that everything turned out all right, then you just kind of like...
Exactly, where do you want to eat?
It is, and I think I like it. I like ones that leave you a little unsettled. I mean, if you look at De Niro's films that like in that seminal period when he was making some of these films that have become classics, they weren't commercial, they didn't do well, but like Taxi Driver... Yeah. Taxi Driver, everyone goos all over that movie. Oh, it's a classic, it's a classic. But you watch that movie, the end of that movie is, you have no fucking idea what that movie means. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's like at the end, it's like that weird overcrank shot of him in the rearview mirror, and you're like, did he get it out of him, or is he about to do it again? Or did they make him a hero? They made him a hero, kind of, but what... You know,
is it just delusional?
It's so twisted. You have no idea how you're supposed to take the end.
King of Comedy too is like that, where at the end the whole debate was: is this really happening, or is this Rupert Pupkin's imagination
is it his dream,
again?
Or did he become a hero?
Did he really become it? Yeah, I love that one. I think Donnie Darko was another movie where I just had to sit there for days going, "What did I just watch?" Yeah, and have to read again, see Joe. About what was going on in that movie.
He reads, he Wikipedias.
Whatever. You have to go. I guess we got to wrap this up.
Anyway,
we want to make sure people go and see Stone. Yes. Obviously, we're talking about all his old movies, but he's got a brand new one that's out in theaters Friday, and it looks like another great one, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, New York and LA this weekend, and then wider on the 15th, I think.
Cool.
Oh, very, very cool.
And I just have to say, one of my favorite movies, Rounders. Goddamn Rounders was so goddamn fucking good, man.
That's fun.
You were such an ass in that. It was like, you just, like, everyone had a friend like that, where you gotta be his friend, but it's like, God, I don't want to deal with this idiot.
And he might bang your mom.
Yeah, and he might bang your mom, exactly. That scene in the gymnasium's perfect, like hiding out, and you knew where you were. It was like, he's the same guy, you know, that he's been for years. He's never going to change.
Matt and I still talk about how dumb it was not to get... Somehow we should have gotten a piece of all subsequent poker after that. You know what I mean? We were like...
Yeah, what happened?
I know. We got nothing out of that movie.
Yeah, that should have totally been...
scale. We were like millions of dollars in poker.
Are you any good at poker?
I'm okay.
You're all right?
You know, I look like I know what I'm doing.
That's what it takes, more than actual playing sometimes. Oh, my God. Edward, thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming in.
Good to finally
Very
get
cool.
face-to-face.
Thanks, man. And what, Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
Stone.
In theaters for LA and New York. Okay. So let's go see that movie.
See you on the next one.
The Virus. Sirius-XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.